Welcome to
The Hero Couch.
My name's Austin.
I'm Drew.
We're a couple of lads who are going to try and cover everything nerdy we possibly can with what our little hearts desire.
From comics books to movies, superheroes, and galaxies far, far away, we'll cover the best of this geeky world we live in.
Yeah. I mean, we've got a couple decades of pop culture that we were raised on, so why not take advantage of it?
Exactly.
Yeah, on the channel, we're going to start out with a podcast format. We're going to talk about anything under the sun that's relevant or cool. Then we'll also do some videos that are a little off the beaten path.
Of course, plenty of cosplay content, vlogs from conventions, and a lot more. Some funny skits maybe even.
Yeah, you'll have to wait and see. Might make a thing here or there. See how that goes.
Exactly, a thing here and there.
Yeah, I think that is a great descriptor.
Very much
What we'll
so
do. So, I think a great first topic to introduce our viewers to us is what got us into being nerds.
Do you want to take that off?
Sure. I got into being a nerd, obviously, with Star Wars. Saw Revenge of the Sith in theaters when I was a lad, and that changed my life. Had that gleam in my eye ever since then.
I think it's touched all of us in a very special place,
Right.
dude.
And then, of course, morning cartoons really took the dive on superheroes, comic books, and Ben Reilly. I love Ben Reilly.
Scarlet Spider himself.
Yes, sir. How about yourself?
Oh boy! Of course, Star Wars. Like you, I grew up with that from when I was young. My uncle Bill used to give me a lot of his toys, merchandise. Some of the stuff back here was actually his. The Yoda, the cup of Jar Jar Binks, Tusken Raider, and a bunch more back here used to be his.
Nice. Yeah, we also have a lot of collectibles.
Of
too.
course,
This table will be ever changing with nerdy paraphernalia.
absolutely. Outside of Star Wars, though, I got my first comics when I was 7 or 8 years old. And then, of course, Saturday morning cartoons.
Right.
What was that one show? The Super Squad? Like the Marvel superhero Super Squad with those like chibi superheroes? I used to love that when I was little.
Me too. I actually used to buy those little comic magazines as they were coming out at Fleet Farm. You know, everyone's favorite comic book shop.
Of course. And of course, Spectacular Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. What really got me into it with the cartoons was Static Shock.
Really?
Yeah, every morning, dude. That show just hooked me. I loved it. It was such a real. It felt so real.
I didn't know about this.
Yeah, I loved Static Shock growing up.
See, I just recently, outside of Batman Beyond, which I'd seen a little bit when I was younger, started watching, like, Static Shock, Justice League Unlimited, all those kind of, like, DC shows, those cartoons from that era. I just started getting into that.
Nice.
I'd seen, like, Batman Beyond in the animated series a little bit, but that's it.
Yeah, I watched, I can't remember which Batman series it was. They had really cool Happy Meal toys, though.
The Batman?
Is that? I think that might be it. It was more of a 3D animated style.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the one.
Yeah, I missed out on the prime time of cartoon shows until Disney Plus launched, and we got X-Men the animated series and Spider-Man the animated series, and then
I had X-Men Evolution.
Nice.
I think was the
yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I love that. Toad's design to this day is still one of my favorites.
Their designs in that show were revolutionary.
They really were.
That's one of the things that's just gripping about comic books to me is the ingenuity and creativity in some of their costumes is just unreal. Like I feel like a lot of them they plan out so well just to look cool and have use. It's great.
Absolutely. Like, every time a new artist a new designer picks up like a Marvel or DC hero or just an IP we know and a costume we've seen over and over again and tweaks it or changes it up.
It's so cool.
Something new that we haven't seen before. It's always my favorite. The new Ben Reilly suit, for example, for Beyond.
Did you see the new Symbiote Suit that they just showed the concept for today?
No! Oh, I haven't seen this.
Ben Reilly is finally getting venomized, and I love symbiotes so much. I I mean, Spider Carnage was one of my big creative debut cosplays.
Of course.
That was, Ben Reilly and Symbiotes. I'm sold.
Well, knowing you, you're a huge fan of the symbiotes in general.
Indeed.
Maximum Carnage, I know, has a very special place in your heart.
Oh yeah, yeah. One of the first full runs of comics I got, outside of Marvel Zombies, was the first full comic run I ever picked up. That is a discussion for another day.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I had the Carnage Unleashed 4-part series, and that I'm pretty sure is what they're going to be using for Venom 2, which it's a great time to be alive and being a nerd.
Absolutely.
Unbeatable. We're getting the Knights of the Old Republic.
The remake of the video game I'm excited for. The new Wolverine game that's coming out. Spider-Man 2. All these amazing titles coming out.
Right. It's a great time to start a channel and start talking about it.
Exactly, you know?
Right. What do you think you're looking forward to the most out of being a nerd in the next 5 years?
God.
I know we don't know too much into the future with comic books.
Right.
Besides Spider-Man Beyond, and we have the Flash movie coming out. We have a bunch of, 20 Marvel properties.
So, one I'm really excited for is Armor Wars.
Oh,
I'm excited to see what they do with Armor Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. That comic book series, we got to see a bunch of heroes get their own personalized Iron Man suits.
Exactly.
It's unbeatable.
And I don't know enough about how the development on that movie is going right now.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see what they actually do with it.
Me too. And I know we're both pretty damn excited for Kenobi.
Of course. Oh my God, Kenobi. Okay. I those photos I sent you earlier today, what's
the breathing apparatus.
Yeah, the back to tank, all of that. Seeing Darth Vader, like his armor stripped off of him in the tank. I know we kind of knew this is what he's doing in his spare time.
Right.
But seeing all of this artwork of it.
Right. And knowing how close it is with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor's return.
Oh my God, it's so exciting. And it's next year. That comes out in 2022.
I think so.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We'll be getting
soon.
lot of Prime content in the next year.
Yeah.
And so much limitless potential. And
unlimited power!
Yeah. So...
Just gotta throw in some lightning bolts there.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe just clip art.
We'll use it won't even be transparent. It will just be blocks coming from my hands.
PNGs who?
Just pull some JPEGs somewhere.
I like it.
But yeah, one thing I am really excited for, The Matrix Resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer dropping not too long ago, I'm gonna cry.
Understandable. I mean, I cry when I see Keanu Reeves, period. So,
understandably so. I grew up with The Matrix, man.
Yeah.
The Matrix was my first rated R movie, I think, as a kid.
Really?
And to be going back to that world is very exciting.
Yeah, especially with, I mean, a lot of movies, CGI is so advanced now that we can just jump right back in from where we left off, but with this, we're actually getting a tried and true continuation, which is awesome.
Amazing. They're not just rebooting it, they're actually continuing the story, which is what makes me happy. I would have been fine with a reboot.
Yeah.
But...
And it's what's exciting, what would be exciting about a reboot is still what's exciting here. We have no idea how the Matrix is going to come into effect with our modern society. I mean,
right.
When the Matrix came out, the internet had only been out for just short of a decade. So,
with buttons still on the phones, the tiny little I remember that movie is where I discovered just how old technology used to be and how new it was at that point in time to me.
Yeah, we're just after technological boom, which which makes me so excited to see all these IPs revived. Like
Yeah.
Jared Leto single-handedly reprising
Tron.
reviving Tron.
Oh my god.
Super exciting to me.
I'm excited to see how that picks up.
Right, and I'm a major Tron fanboy. Jared Leto, he's got a question mark after his name, but Tron is unbeatably probably my favorite franchise.
It's one that I used to really like when I was younger and kind of just dropped out of it. I didn't see,
Right.
outside of the movies, there's not a whole lot of other content that I know of, and so I just thought of them as really good movies and sequels to one another. I didn't realize just how diehard the fan base was until I met you.
Yeah, it's a small community because the property, I mean, they didn't do too much merchandising. Like, they had, like, Kenner style figures back in the day, and then they had the light discs and batons for Legacy. But beyond that, unlike Star Wars, where we're getting continuous
Action
merchandising in
figures
store,
and
we're getting revivals.
lightsabers,
Right.
and everything's just constantly changing with that, with the comics, the movies,
Exactly.
all the TV shows
Books.
coming out. Books, yeah, it'll keep going on forever. Tron kind of stopped.
Right.
And it stops whenever the movie, I guess, comes out, has its theater release,
Then it's
DVD,
done. Yeah.
done.
Exactly. And I guess that leads me into a good another topic. What is a franchise you would love to see done in today's, bars? Like what we can do with today's technology is much different from what we've gotten with a lot of franchises starting.
This is going to be a weird one.
I'm down for it.
Austin Powers.
I
want a new Austin Powers so badly.
that would be phenomenal.
Just
He has to get his mojo back again.
again, exactly. He's completely lost his mojo. Yeah, something like that would be really funny.
Yeah, and we have gotten a lot of stuff I would want to see. Like Godzilla has been
Yep.
pretty consistent these days. But the one that we did kind of recently in 2017, I really want to see properly redone. I love the reboot, but it could have been so much better, and that's Power Rangers.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we could definitely work with that a bit stronger than what they did for the reboot.
I never watched it. I don't think I ever did.
Yeah.
I think I saw it once,
Right.
but was just it
Exactly.
didn't stick in my head.
And we could
I
have
didn't
such
really
a cool
care.
revival these days. I mean, CGI is unlimited.
Exactly.
With what the MCU pumps out for costumes, we could
Create something amazing, something
Right.
more in line with like their original spandex kind of suits,
right
but
more
like
hero.
textured, kind of
like
like
how they did Man of Steel.
exactly.
That's taking
Yeah.
a spandex suit and adapting it super well for the character.
So I was thinking exactly like that kind of texture on the actual
Right.
suit. Like that would be amazing.
Right, and they could do something similar with Voltron. Get a
Oh my god,
live-action
a live action Voltron! I would lose my shit. I know they're never gonna do
Right.
it. Recently, it feels like they've been teasing a continuation of Voltron.
of the series.
Of the series. Originally, when Voltron was first a thing in the U.S., they just took another show
Go live.
and it turned it in. Oh, no. For the sequel, they had Voltron Vehicle Force.
I'm not laughing. I promise.
It is okay to laugh. It was bad. but with the end of the final season, they teased it a decent little bit. And now it feels like they're teasing something through their Instagram and other online presence.
Interesting.
And I'm excited.
Yeah.
I
The Netflix
had a
show's
hard
phenomenal.
time with Voltron's fan base.
Yeah.
There were some people who were really diehard, and that hurt to see just because
Gatekeeping should never be
it.
a thing.
I just feel like a lot of people were mad with the decisions the show took. I was mad in certain cases, but overall, it's not my place to say what happens in the show.
Right.
And I enjoyed the show at the end of it all. I loved it, and I'd be okay with either a reboot or a continuation
Absolutely.
of the series.
And that's one thing you'll probably learn about us as time progresses is it's really, there's so much that goes behind the scenes for every piece of property, whether that be a book, comic book, movie. There's
Yeah.
a lot of give and take from different branches of companies. So we look at what we got rather than what we wanted to get
Exactly.
for a movie, and then we have fun, less judgy conversations about what we could have gotten.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about what we want to see quite a bit,
Right.
especially for upcoming projects.
Right. Absolutely.
But when it comes to something already released, you can't really argue with it. You like it or you don't.
Right.
I liked it.
It's a lot more constructive and entertaining to talk about what we got versus what we could have got.
Exactly. Unless you're doing like a retrospective on like the...
Agreed.
Yeah, but that's a different story.
I think it's worth mentioning to our viewers, since this is our first video, how we met each other. It's
Do you want to
very
take this
relevant.
one off? You know the story better than I do.
Sure. So, we met each other pretty on par for what we've covered so far. I was chilling in a hotel lobby in my Spider-Man costume, as one does. And this man popped a squat right next to me in his Lance from Voltron cosplay and started cranking out and singing on a guitar.
Yep.
And
There's
Yeah.
very few cons I go to that I don't bring a guitar. I didn't
Yeah.
bring one though to Convergence. This
That's
is the
true.
first con in a very long time I didn't bring a guitar. I even take it with me when I go to California to conventions, like Anime Expo.
Nice. Yeah.
But like, yeah, just singing, playing, weirdest like,
Especially in costume.
yes.
So fun.
But it was like, I could tell you weren't expecting it
No.
at all.
Yeah, no, you made an impression right off the bat, and then we became spider cosplayers together.
Yep, and then that
Furniture
just
for a
has
couple
grown into
years.
just cosplayers at this point.
Yeah.
Like, we do so much. We got Spidey and Daredevil, of course. We always
Flash
have
and
the
Arrow.
Spideys. Flash and Arrow.
Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Robin and Nightwing.
And then Nightwing, yeah.
Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Jason and Anakin Solo from Legends.
Yep.
I mean, we go all over the board, and we do not have plans
Yeah.
to stop.
And if you want to find us, my Instagram is stray_god_cosplay. There will be a link to that in the description, as well as for his,
Yeah.
which is...
Cosplay_Lord was my old Instagram, in which I buried, but that was the founding of my nerddom.
Well, they're going to find it now.
Yep. And my current Instagram is cypherpunk_cosplay.
Alright.
And I do a lot of photoshopping. So whenever we do cosplays together, it's always fun because we can
Yeah.
take it to any heights we really want to.
I have just given up editing. I leave that to him now.
Yeah, and I love it.
I think I've even sent you some photos from shoots you weren't even a part of
Yeah.
at this point. Hey, can you edit this real fast?
That's honestly kind of my role with a lot of my cosplay friends. I like to make stuff that a lot of other people don't make, and I like to have hobbies that are a little uncommon. And you don't find too many Photoshop proficient cosplayers, but I did Photoshop before cosplaying, so
Oh, that worked out pretty well then.
yeah, absolutely. And I've done videography for a while.
Yeah.
Photography for quite some time now.
I had a few photography classes when I was younger, and that's just carried over, but I
Yeah.
feel that.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a good point to wrap up our introduction.
Yeah.
Feel free to come take a seat, take a load off, and join us next week on
The Hero Couch. See you guys later. Hey, if you like that episode, make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on Soundcloud. Make sure to drop a like below as well if you enjoyed the episode, and we'll be seeing you guys real soon.